Gentlemen, let me be completely honest with you. A few months ago, I started adding one simple teaspoon of an unusual natural ingredient to my morning tea. I didn't expect anything dramatic. I wasn't looking for a miracle. I was simply curious. But within just 2 weeks, something unexpected happened. My wife looked at me one morning and said, half serious, half exhausted, "You have too much energy. I can't keep up with you anymore." Not because she was worried about my health. Not because she thought I was overdoing something dangerous. But because she could feel the shift. Something inside me had changed. That moment made me realize something powerful. Many men believe aging slowly steals their vitality, their drive, their sense of purpose. They assume fatigue is normal. They accept brain fog as part of getting older. They convince themselves that losing motivation is simply the natural rhythm of life after a certain age. But what if that isn't entirely true? What if the body is not giving up, it is simply waiting for the right signals? For decades, modern life has trained men to ignore the subtle language of their own biology. We push through stress. We numb exhaustion with caffeine. We treat our bodies like machines that should perform endlessly without maintenance. And eventually the system begins to slow. Not out of weakness but out of protection. Because here is a truth most people never hear. Aging does not destroy vitality. Disconnection does. Disconnection from rhythms. From recovery. From nourishment. From intention. That small teaspoon in the morning was not just an ingredient. It was a signal. A quiet message sent to my nervous system before the chaos of the day could take control. And that signal began to change everything. Within days, mornings felt different. Instead of dragging myself out of bed, I woke with a gentle clarity. Instead of rushing into stress, I felt grounded. Instead of depending on artificial stimulation, my energy began to feel natural again. It wasn't explosive. It wasn't dramatic. It was steady. And steady energy is far more powerful than sudden bursts. Because what most men experience after 60 is not a lack of strength. It's instability. Energy spikes followed by crashes. Motivation that appears briefly and then disappears. Sleep that restores only partially. These fluctuations are deeply tied to biology. Every morning before the sun fully rises, your body releases cortisol, the primary stress hormone. In youth, this hormone acts like an internal alarm clock, pushing you into action with sharp focus and determination. But with age, chronic stress reshapes this response. Instead of a short healthy surge, cortisol lingers, stays elevated longer than it should. And when cortisol stays high, testosterone and other vitality-related hormones begin to drop. Imagine a seesaw. When stress rises, vitality falls. This is why so many men say, "I'm not depressed. I just don't feel like myself anymore." It's not imagination. It's chemistry. In response, many reach for stronger coffee, more stimulation, more urgency. But stimulation without restoration creates a hidden debt. Eventually, the nervous system becomes exhausted. Metabolism slows. Sleep becomes fragmented. Motivation fades. On the other extreme, some men simply stop trying. They accept fatigue as permanent. They withdraw from challenges. They reduce movement. And this creates another kind of decline. A quiet one. Because the body responds to signals. The first 30 minutes after waking are among the most biologically sensitive moments of the day. What you do or fail to do during this window shapes hormonal rhythms for hours. Think of it as setting the internal climate. You can create balance, or you can unintentionally create chaos. That morning teaspoon became a ritual. And rituals carry a deeper power than most people realize. When you repeat a calm, intentional action daily, the parasympathetic nervous system activates, the system responsible for healing, digestion, recovery, and emotional stability. Before any nutrient even enters the bloodstream, the body already begins to shift. Breathing slows, heart rate stabilizes, mental noise softens. And over time, this repeated signal tells the body, "We are safe, we are steady, We are not under attack. This is crucial because modern life convinces the body it is always under threat. Constant notifications, financial pressure, health worries, unresolved emotional tension. All of these create a background hum of stress that never truly turns off. So the body adapts by conserving energy, by slowing metabolism, by reducing drive. Not because it wants to punish you, but because it wants to protect you. That is why the morning ritual matters more than intensity, more than extreme workouts, more than strict diets. Consistency communicates safety, and safety allows vitality to return. Over weeks, subtle changes begin to appear. Sleep deepens, mood stabilizes, mental clarity improves. Energy no longer feels forced, it becomes available. There is also something psychological happening. Every time you prepare that morning drink with intention, you reinforce a powerful identity shift. You move from passive aging to active living. Instead of waiting for health to decline, you participate in shaping it. This shift in mindset alone can transform behavior patterns. Men begin to move more, eat with greater awareness, reconnect socially. Confidence quietly returns. And confidence is not just emotional. It is biochemical. Hormones respond to perception. Posture influences neurotransmitters. Thought patterns shape physiological responses. In this way, the ritual becomes both physical and symbolic. It says, I still care about my life. This message resonates through every system in the body. Over time, partners notice. Friends notice. Even strangers notice. Not because of dramatic transformation, but because of presence. A calm, grounded energy replaces tension. A sense of direction replaces uncertainty. This is what true vitality looks like after 60. Not reckless intensity, but sustainable strength. And here is the final principle that ties everything together. The body no longer thrives on extremes. Thrives on rhythm. In youth you can recover from chaos. In maturity you flourish through consistency. Small daily actions accumulate, like drops filling a reservoir. Eventually, that reservoir becomes resilience. So the real power of that morning teaspoon is not just what it contains. It is what it represents. A decision, repeated quietly, every single day. A decision to remain engaged with life. To nourish rather than neglect. To stabilize rather than overstimulate. And when this approach becomes habitual, something remarkable happens. You stop fighting time. You begin working with it. Your body stops resisting. Starts cooperating. Energy returns. Clarity returns. Purpose returns. Not in the way of youth, but in a deeper, steadier, more sustainable form. And that is the kind of strength that does not fade quickly.